Hello everybody and welcome to another Versus episode. We did a gun versus where we versed the Bison and the PP90M1, but today we're going to do something a little different. As you can see in the intro, we are versing Treyarch and Infinity Ward, two really great companies who make the two Call of Duty games that switch out each to year, but now that's kind of being mixed in with Sledgehammer games, which we don't know anything about Sledgehammer games. We don't know much. So that's going to be for maybe another video. We'll talk about how good Sledgehammer Games is. But this video, we are going to be versing the Treyarch Call of Duties and the Infinity Ward Call of Duties. Now, let's start off with talking about what Call of Duties there are from each of the companies. Treyarch made World at War, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 2. Infinity Ward made Modern Warfare 1, or COD 4, whatever you call it, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, they have made three other Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, but we're excluding those from this list. Just starting off with COD 4 is what we're going with. Okay, so let's start off with different categories that we're going to go through, and basically we're going to give 1 point, either 1 point to one team, 1 point to the other team, or 2 points to both teams if they tie in this category. So we're going to start off with campaign. Campaign is going to be the first category. Basically what the category for campaign is basically how well the campaign plays and how much fun it is. Not really if the storyline is interesting or not. That's for another category. But like if the campaign to me is if it's fun and I actually enjoy it and it's something that I would take time out of my day to play. So for this one, I have to give it to Infinity Ward just because I've had so much fun playing all the Call of Duty Modern Warfare campaign. I didn't really like Ghosts too much. Ghosts wasn't that interesting. I mean, the ending of Ghosts was pretty chill, pretty awesome actually, but the Modern Warfare series was just amazing. I mean, the storyline wasn't that interesting because I didn't really understand it. But for storylines for a different category, just how much fun it was just playing as these characters. I loved the characters too. Price, Soap, Ghost. You had all these amazing characters. Roach, Shepard, Makarov. You have all these great characters from the Modern Warfare campaigns, and that's why I love Infinity Ward's campaign. Pretty good. But for the next category, which is going to be storyline, it's actually going to Treyarch because I am way more interested. I would like if they were to make a movie based on a Call of Duty, I would rather them make it be based on Black Ops storyline than the Modern Warfare storyline because the Black Ops storyline was so amazing. I mean, not really Black Ops 1 as much, but Black Ops 2, that was the best. I mean, I was actually interested in that shit. I was interested with what was going on. I was interested with the whole thing, and that's what I loved about that campaign so much. It was so interesting. Even Black Ops 1 was pretty interesting. I mean, World at War wasn't really interesting to me. I just liked the setting of it. It was pretty chill with the World at War shit. But anyways, that's for that category. Now, next category is graphics. Now, graphics is not that easy to really say because some people like certain types of graphics, and also because, well, I mean, it's not really fair because the newer Call of Duties are obviously going to have better graphics than the older ones. But I have to give this category to Infinity Ward because they've made 3 games with pretty good graphics and only one with bad not as good graphics. But Treyarch has made really only one with decent graphics. I mean, if you think about it, let's go to Infinity Ward's CODs. Modern Warfare 2 had pretty good graphics, Modern Warfare 3 had pretty good graphics, and Ghosts has really good graphics, especially because it's on the new consoles. But then when you look over to Treyarch's side of things, World at War obviously didn't have good graphics. Black Ops 1 didn't have that good graphics, but Black Ops 2 had the decent graphics. Well, not really decent, they actually had some pretty good graphics. I can't even lie about that. But if you look back at Infinity Ward again, they had COD 4 didn't have the good graphics, but that was because it's an old game. They're obviously going to be bad if they're old games, so that's why this category goes to Infinity Ward. Now, this next category is kind of hard to explain what it is. It's more of how the game works. Kind of like, does the game lag? Does the game have good hit detection? Does the game, freeze a lot? Stuff like that, like little, issues, like little bugs that might get annoying, Is there a lot of host deconnection, stuff like that? This one, I think a lot of people would already know that I'm going to give this to Infinity Ward just because Call of Duty Ghosts never really lags too much for me. Neither does any of the other ones. COD 4 is older than World at War, but World at War is more hacked than COD 4 is, which is pretty crazy because, I mean, it's like an older COD. I mean, obviously COD 4 is older than World at War, which makes me think that the Infinity Ward Call of Duties were made a little bit better just to be a little bit more published better, so they, less hacks can actually happen on these games. So that's always a good thing for that type of for like how it works out. Infinity Ward does do better, because I mean, how many problems did I have with World at War, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 2 with lagging was insane. But that's why how the game works has to go to Infinity Ward. So right now we're up 3-1 with Infinity Ward with 3 and Treyarch with 1. And you might be like, what? I thought Treyarch was better. A lot of people have different opinions, but we're still going because now we're getting into the multiplayer side of things. So now let's go on to the next category, which is the maps, the multiplayer maps in what's it called? The multiplayer. And this one was, I was thinking for a while actually, because there's been so many great maps from both the companies. I can name so many. I can name about 10, and I can name about 10 from both sides of the situation. And so I had to make this a tie. They had to both get a point just because I didn't know how to pick it otherwise. I mean, just think about this. Just think about this for a second. Like, how do you pick it? Because there's so many good maps in Treyarch's side. Let's see. From World at War, we had Dome, we had Courtyard, and then for Black Ops 1, they had Summit, Firing Range. They had a lot in Black Ops 1. They had what was that one called? It was like, I don't remember. Well, that Nuketown was not the one I was thinking of, but Nuketown, yeah, that. Black Ops 2 had Raid, Slums, Standoff, Hijacked, Yemen, which actually I really liked, even though nobody else really liked it that much. But they had a really lot of good maps in both. And then you had Infinity Ward had, I can name so many, Terminal, High Rise, Rust, Dome, Crossfire. Some Ghost maps were even pretty fun, to be honest with you, like Strike Zone. And some of the DLC maps even, but so that's why I had to go with maps. They had both of them had to get that. But then when that next category is going to be streaks, which is like kill streaks, score streaks, or point streaks, however you put it. And this is not only how good the streaks are, but how the streak system works. Like, is it point streaks, kill streaks? You know what I mean? So for the streaks category. Well, it was kind of hard to decide because we'll take out COD 4 and World at War because they only had 3 kill streaks because they were set 3 kill streaks. You look at Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 had amazing kill streaks, probably the best out of any of the Call of Duties, to be honest with you. But then you look at Modern Warfare 3 and Ghosts, and I don't really like how those were set up at all. I mean, I liked how they made it to the point streaks instead of just kill streaks. But the point streaks just kind of, I don't know, because they had support streaks. And I mean, I like specialists, but support kind of messed it all up. And that's why I didn't like Infinity Ward's side of it as much. But then you look at Treyarch without World at War. Just take Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 has some pretty cool ones in there. I mean, the VSAT was definitely one of my favorite. And then you had Black Ops 2 had probably the second best kill streaks out there. Like, I mean, score streaks, actually. That's what it was called in Black Ops 2. And that's what I liked the most, was the score streaks. It was set up a lot better and just a lot more interesting for me, at least. And you play the objective, you actually get your streaks instead of just getting kills or points or whatever the hell you call it. But that's why I think Treyarch should get the point for the kill streaks or score streaks or point streaks. Just overall the cool streaks. And they had a lot of good ones, and Black Ops 2 had a lot of good streaks anyways. Now moving on to the next category is guns. The gun, not only gun balance, but how awesome these guns were. How, none of them were overpowered enough and just balance. And this one was like, this is like the main thing, because I mean, guns are the main thing in the game. So I had to give it to both. I mean, you really couldn't like compare these. You just couldn't compare, because I could also, just like the maps, name so many good guns in both sides right off the bat, and it's just not easy to compare them. I mean, Treyarch, we have, from starting off with World at War, PPSH, Thompson, MP40, then going to Black Ops 1, you have Galil, AUG, Commando. Black Ops 2, you had AN-94, MSMC, and then you go over to Infinity Ward, ACR, Scar L, whatever, Scar H, whatever. Some Ghost weapons are really good too, ACR. There's so many fucking ones. I mean, AK-47, you can't really compare the guns into both of the series. They were really balanced, I feel like, in both. I mean, Infinity Ward, I feel like, had a little bit more balance to it, a little bit more balance. Black Ops 1 and 2 and World at War weren't as balanced, but they still had some pretty awesome guns in both sides of it, and that's why I gave it to both. So the next category is the created class system, how that whole thing works. I gave the point to Treyarch's side of things because how it worked in Black Ops 2 I really, really liked. With the you get 10 points and you put one gun on and it takes up 1 point, and that really worked out good for like all the people who played it. But and then like in Modern Warfare 2 and 1 and 3, you just basically had you pick anything you were forced to have attachments, you were forced to have secondary, you were forced to have perks, you were forced to have all these things. But in Black Ops 2 and Ghosts, they obviously changed that. But I liked in Black Ops 2 way better than in Ghosts, just because in Ghosts you were forced to actually have attachments and primary. Well, you weren't really forced, but if you took them out, you wouldn't get anything extra. Like in Black Ops 2, if you took them out, you got extra things, you got extra points towards your creative class. That's why I like Treyarch's better with the creative class system. So I had to give the point to Treyarch on that side of things. The next category. So right now, Infinity Ward has 5 points and Treyarch has 4. Yeah, 5. No, they have 5. Yeah, they have 5 points. All right, so both have 5. Now this is the last and final thing the final category that basically just will give the whatever series the win. It's called extras. Extras is anything in the game besides campaign and multiplayer. So Treyarch has zombies, and then you have Infinity Ward has what's it called? Spec Ops, Survival Mode, and Extinction. And squads, if you count that from Call of Duty Ghosts. So this one, it was hard to choose, but I got down to it and said, because what am I talking about? It was not hard to choose. Freaking Treyarch gets it. Zombies, I mean, come on. Zombies wreck Spec Ops and Survival and Extinction. I'm not saying I don't like Survival and Spec Ops and Extinction. They're actually pretty fun in my mind, but Zombies is what I love the most in Call of Duty. Like, I know, like, people don't really play the game just for zombies, but I like multiplayer more than zombies. I'll say that much. I do like multiplayer more than zombies, just because it's in everyone, and zombies is only in Treyarch. But I love zombies so much. You don't even know. I play zombies sometimes over multiplayer. Like when the Treyarch map packs came out, I didn't play the multiplayer maps first. Screw that. I played the zombie maps first. And then I went over to multiplayer to play the new maps. But it's kind of different. Like Extinction, the new map comes out, I play the multiplayer maps first, and then I go to Extinction, because I don't really give a shit about Extinction. But zombies was just the best. So that's why I had to give it to. I just had to give the extra spot to Treyarch. So that makes Treyarch with 6 points and Infinity Ward with 5 points. So Treyarch won it by the littlest bit. I mean, if we had one more category, I mean, Infinity Ward could have got it. I'm not saying I like Treyarch better than Infinity Ward, because I can't really compare them, because I like every Call of Duty game like equally. I can't. Like, when people ask, what's your favorite COD? It's the hardest question that I could be asked, to be honest. Like, I always have a different favorite COD at different times. Like, different times I liked Ghosts the best, then different times I like Modern Warfare 3 the best, and different times I like Black Ops 2 the best. And the other day I was like, man, World at War is actually maybe my favorite. But now I'm thinking, no, maybe it's COD 4, because I started playing COD 4 more. You can't choose your favorite Call of Duty. It's almost impossible. So it always changes for me, at least. That's something true, but I still love Infinity Ward's Call of Duties, and I still love Treyarch's nonetheless. Hopefully Sledgehammer Games will make me even happier with Sledgehammer Games' Call of Duties than even these two. I mean, I don't think they will, but they might. So that's all you have for this video. I will see you guys on my next one.